Oh my god.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Shooting the Shit with Bri and Nessa.
Hi guys.
Week, I don't know, 5 or something?
Is it 4 or 5? Yeah, one of those.
Spooky edition.
Oh my gosh.
We
Spooky
got
like
we got in the mood from talking Hocus Pocus
with Cinema
the other day
Recall.
with Cinema Recall, yeah.
Yeah. And that was the first time I had ever seen the movie. And the next day I was just jumping at little things. Like a plate. My son put like a plate on the counter and I was just like like jumped. And it was scary. There were some jump movements and I was texting you and I was texting my neighbor. I was like, what's gonna happen? Does she
Well,
die?
and more importantly, you were live tweeting. So I feel like if anybody missed the live tweet, they need to go check it out because
I was
it's
so
pretty
scared.
epic.
I was like, that's not her in that bed. That's not her. Oh my God, that's not her in the bed. It was
That
horrible.
part was scary, especially as an
Uh,
8-year-old.
and the part where that zombie just came up, she started to do something on the
Billy,
ground. I was like, well, I didn't know Billy at the time, and that zombie just like popped up, and that just, whew, I was done for. My kid was screaming, I was screaming. We're
I
like,
can't believe he watched it. Did he watch the whole thing?
no, I think he stopped after a little while.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it was a little too much for him.
Yes, it was a little too much for me. You're right.
Well,
Um,
not for you, but
you did a little bit better than I did.
sure.
God damn it. Uh, but I mean, there's spooky and then there's scary. Like,
I don't even feel like that movie though is spooky. It's more like it's spoopy. You know, it's like
did you just coin
campy.
a word?
Spoopy. People say
Spoopy?
spoopy.
No, I've never heard that in my life.
Yeah. So like when something is like trying to be spooky but like doesn't quite hit the mark.
Like a spoof?
Yeah, but it's spoopy. Hey
Glenda, have you
Glenda.
ever heard of spoofy? Because she was
No
all
no no
making it
no
up.
no no no. There's no F. It's spoopy with P's.
Spoopy.
Spoopy.
So like poopy with an S on the beginning.
Yes.
Okay, well that goes on the Google and I'm gonna see it for sure.
Whatever.
Oh my gosh.
What about Nightmare Before Christmas? Has they watched that?
No. I feel like all of these old movies that are supposed to be for kids are a lot scarier than what
Yeah,
is
kids are
out now.
soft now.
Yeah, yeah,
For sure.
that's sad.
I watched The Exorcist when I was like 6.
Yeah. I
With
watched
with my mother.
Willow. Oh my God damn it. Willow was
Willow!
scary.
That was scary.
Those dogs, I had nightmares
My
for like
brother
years.
loved that movie, and I hate that movie now because of how many times my little brother, who you met last week,
Love him.
how many times he watched that movie. It was obnoxious.
Wow. That was scary. And the American Werewolf in Paris, I watched that when I was younger because
I
that's
don't
a
even
smart
know what
idea.
that is.
It's like it's not great, but it's one of those movies that you watch because it's like mediocre and nothing else is on. And
Yeah.
I had dreams of werewolves climbing up my stairs and attacking me for like, you know what? Sometimes I even still have those dreams. But do I watch scary movies still? Yes, yes, I do.
I thought you didn't like scary movies.
I did, then I didn't. And then now I'm like, sure. Hey, Vern, we were just talking about
What's
you.
up?
Hey. I do like spooky movies. I like scary foreign films too. Those are the best. And I feel like
You
it's so
know
much better on silent.
what?
Scary movies are so good on silent, so you can like
That's
read the
why you can
captions.
no, that's why you can take it because it
No,
doesn't
it
have
is
the music
scarier.
manipulating you into
No,
feeling
the
some type of
music is like
way.
scary, crawling up the stairs, intense music plays, and it's like, what kind of intense music? I don't know. So you make it up in your head, and that's like reading a book. It's a lot worse than the real thing, okay?
You know what I feel like we should talk about is A Quiet Place because I know that we both love that movie. Not that
So
it's a
good.
Halloween movie, but it is definitely
a scary
A little
jump.
scary. It's
It's
a
a jump
jumpy
out at
movie.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's jumpy for sure.
Lord. Yeah. That was so. I feel like it like prepares you like this could be a real thing. So, and that makes it even scarier,
That's
right?
true.
Like
Maybe
I
not
don't
the
know.
like lotus head spider armed thing, but like
Aliens.
I don't
A
know.
form of I don't know, the virus and everyone wants to be quiet.
Dude,
Goddamn it.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a good movie.
That's good. And look, so Glinda says, what about Glinda? I am just not right here.
Carrie.
Carrie. Was that scary though? It was more like,
Carrie.
damn, she's PMSing.
I think that was definitely scary because that's Stephen King, and I'm pretty sure that's like all he does. But I actually
Yeah.
never saw Carrie because I'm a chicken.
Oh my Lord. I watched it for the first time when I was like in my early 30s,
So
which I still am.
yesterday.
Oh my God, just like a couple years ago, whatever. Um, See, quiet. What? God damn it. Fern,
What?
you know what? It was good. The aliens, and it was all a build up. Like, as soon as the intro, everyone's quiet and newspapers are everywhere. So you kind of get a feeling of what's going on. I feel like it was set up really nicely.
I thought that movie was really clever. Um, there was definitely like convenient that they had a deaf kid and knew sign language and like had a way to talk to each other.
So good.
But I felt like it was really smart. Without any dialogue, they really made you feel some type of way, you know?
Yeah.
We'll get
And you
into that more.
spoke eight. The ginger snaps and the ginger snap back. Oh my gosh. I watched those in my early 20s and they were so good. I remember just loving those movies. Have you seen them, Vanessa?
No, I've never even heard of those.
Oh my God. Oh, they're so good. Like they're the I would watch those again. And Carrie bullying. Yeah, well don't be a dick and or I'll kill you kind of thing or that was a little messed up.
Did they literally bully her for being on her period?
Well,
That's all I know about that movie.
they were like they're all gonna laugh at you. Um they bullied her a lot, Carrie, because she didn't know what it was and she was like really sheltered and her mom just like wouldn't let her hang out with anybody. She wore certain types of clothes and everyone just laughed at her and the
So
mom
they just
warned.
like generally made fun of her.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was the one to make fun of, I guess.
I mean, there's always one.
I don't think it was scary. I just think um I don't
That's
know.
wild.
It was messed up.
Was there no murder? I thought there was murder in that movie.
Was there? I'm sure someone died. I mean, it was Carrie. And she locked everyone in guess they did throw tampons on it. It's horrible.
Oh, that's awful.
She locked everyone in the room and no one could escape and it burned down. So I feel like there were tons of people that died.
Uh,
Should we say spoiler alert?
that movie's like 30 years old, so
I feel like if you haven't watched it in 30 days or 30 years, then it's too bad.
yeah, for
Yeah, her mom
sure.
was crazy. But those there's spooky movies and then there's scary movies, and I feel like sometimes the real life based movies can be even scarier than like, Freddy versus Jason movies. Like, have you seen Open Water,
No.
where this couple goes on a trip and they're out in the ocean and then the crew doesn't notice that they're not there from the scuba diving expedition and there's sharks all around and you're like, oh my God, do they live? Do they die? I don't know.
Okay, but that's not a scary movie. That's just suspenseful.
It was scary. There was Jaws.
Also, not a
It's a scary
scary
movie.
movie.
I feel like a lot of people would disagree with you right there, Nessa.
Well, tell me I'm wrong, everyone.
Oh my gosh.
Jaws
Carrie
is
was
not a scary
remade
movie.
twice? What? Damn.
I do think I remember them remaking it like not
I
super
don't
long ago, 10 years ago, maybe.
know.
Maybe less. I don't know. um,
Mm.
did you ever see Poltergeist?
Was that the Yeah, God, just like you, I remember watching those when I was younger, Poltergeist and
Mm-hmm.
The Exorcist. And, I just can't handle like people crawling on walls. Like,
No, I agree. Yeah,
I
if
just,
they defy
oh,
gravity, I'm out.
no, it's just not natural. It's just,
Yeah.
I can't handle it. I just have nightmares forever.
The
See,
other.
hey, look, hey, you're wrong. Oh, wait, oh, look, you're wrong again. People
Okay,
don't,
no, she said she didn't like Jaws. She didn't say it wasn't scary.
point is, you're wrong. And there you go. Just didn't like Jaws,
Jaws
but hey.
is not scary. Jaws is campy at best.
Oh my God, Jaws is like listed under
Don't get me wrong.
horror
I love
and
Jaws. It's
Netflix.
one of my favorite movies, but it is not scary.
Okay. Well, it's. Have you seen 47 meters below?
Yes. Down?
Down? Yeah,
Yeah. Wait, is that
that
the
was
which
scary.
one is
It's.
what was the one with Blake Lively in it?
Ooh, I haven't seen that one. The one where she's like on a rock or
That one
something.
was intense.
I haven't seen that. No. 40 meters
But yeah, I
down
have
was
seen
the
40 meters
one
down.
with with her out and she's like all sad and she goes down and
It's always a sad
gets
girl ruining
stuck.
it for everyone.
Yeah. Okay, so it's different man Spider-Man.
Oh, true, fair point.
That's a good point. But
But
he's
he
like
kind of just like
dressed in costume.
flies.
Yeah.
So like,
It's not
you
like
know.
a human, like without like a costume on. Spider-Man, okay. My my daughter like crawling on all fours with her head on the ground and like crawling like that. I can't handle that. I just can't. And then people climbing walls without masks on and then turning their head all the way around. We'll just
Yeah,
move on from that.
the Grudge, The Ring,
Oh my God.
those
Those
type
are
of
movies
things.
when we were younger that would just terrify the shit out of us. Me.
You know what movie terrified me when I was a kid is fucking Gremlins.
Gremlins, the cute little critters that like stay in your
Yeah,
attic and eat
yeah,
you.
yeah. They'll fuck your shit up, man.
Did you have a Furby?
Yes, they
Oh
would
my
talk in the middle of the
God.
night unprompted. Not okay.
Uh, The Shallows. I haven't seen
The
that one.
Shallows was good.
The Descent was awesome. It was
I don't
jumpy.
remember
It's in the
that one.
Cave movie. It's also another movie called The Cave, the same guy that was in Pitch Black with Vin Diesel.
Ugh.
Those cave movies where they go down and like, whoo, yeah, Glenda, those were scary. The Descent. I haven't
See, I feel like
seen the second one.
you're lumping like survivalist movies in with scary movies, and to me, they're just
I'm
not the
sorry, if you
same.
survive aliens that pop out of the mud and claw your face off, I think that's about the same thing. I'm just not gonna.
Thank you.
I just saying Gremlins. It's okay.
It's a
So
lot.
yeah, but we survived
Yeah.
the scary movies.
Signs. Signs was scary when it came out.
Was it? I
I was
feel
scared.
like it wasn't.
I was scared. When did that movie come out?
God,
I'll
not
look it
that
up real
long.
quick.
Signs and The Sixth Sense, I can understand.
But I didn't even really feel like Sixth Sense was scary. It was just another one that was like 2002. Oh, I was old enough to not be afraid of that movie.
Oh, and The Sixth Sense came out in '99. So we're all little babies. Oh, damn.
But to me, Signs was scary. And also Joaquin Phoenix.
So good. We
Yeah.
just, that's why you watch that movie because Joaquin's in it. Did you ever see the Scream series or the Blair Witch Project?
I tried to watch the Blair Witch Project, but the like cinematography in it made me nauseous,
Yeah, it was
so I
pretty
didn't
gross.
finish it. Yes, Glenda, Signs was with Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the scary movies, I saw all of the spoofs of them, whatever those were called, but I didn't watch the actual ones.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, the yeah, the Scary Movie 4 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. I watched the Scream movies and they were more gory. I'm not a oh, let's see blood and stuff. I'd rather be
Mm.
scared.
I would rather have blood all day than be scary.
The
Like, I
gore?
watched all the Signs movie or Saw movies, and
Yeah.
those were kind of good.
Oh my God. One movie that like super messed me up that was gory and just like cannibal was the hell is that movie called? It's so
Are you
gross.
talking about Wrong Turn?
I've seen that too.
That
But
is a fucked
no,
up movie.
The Green Inferno. That
Oh, I don't know
movie
about that one.
still gives me nightmares. These kids go to this like trip to like save indigenous people, but turns out they're cannibals and they eat one by one. And it's so graphic. I just wish I could unsee that. It's
Ugh.
disgusting. I fast forwarded through most of it. So that's scary and still a horror movie.
I guess. I
Yeah.
guess everybody just has different things that actually scare them, right? So like, I can, if it could actually happen, I am fine with it.
Oh my God.
Um, if it's supernatural, I'm hella scared.
Supernatural, but you've had ghost encounters and those are supernatural.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm afraid.
And that's real.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. But like, if you watch a scary movie like Jaws or, uh, you know, what was that one where the call was coming from inside the house? Do you
oh
know what I'm
yeah,
talking about?
oh gosh.
Like that
Yeah,
one, like movies like that, like I'm totally fine with those.
super cheesy ones.
But as soon as you get into like Freddy Krueger fucked me up for months. I did not want to sleep.
Yeah.
Anything that can like come in through the walls, or I need to be able to keep you out. I think that's why I was okay with vampires, because growing up, vampires like had to be invited in. Like I could keep them out and it would be fine.
Just throw your salt down and get those ghosts out.
Get like little garlic post.
So nice. Wow.
Yeah, I was looking for
Yeah.
your Twitter post earlier to see if anybody talked about ghost stories.
Ghost stories. I feel like one of our producers, Chris Ball, had a scary ghost story that he did not dive into.
Yeah, well, where is he? Is he on?
Does it look like he's on? I just
Are you asking me? I can't see shit.
uh my neighbor, you know that what the hell is it called? The app that everyone's about. What the fuck? It's like
TikTok?
TikTok. Yeah, the TikTok app where you do the filter and you can see ghosts or whatever.
Oh, that's bullshit.
My neighbor called me over a couple weeks ago and she's
Oh
like, "Bree,
yeah, that was fucking freaky.
can you use that?" And she's like, "I swear my mom's here. My mom is always doing stuff here. Her mama passed away like last year or the year before." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll come over." And she's like, "She's always at this showing machine. It's hers." And I was like, "Okay." So I turned on my phone and it was nothing. And then once I panned over to the sewing machine and her chair, like it just started lighting up. And that's the only thing that would light up. And
In
I was
her whole
like,
house?
"Yeah." Uh,
Oh,
uh, I was like, "Yep,
that's
there's your
wild.
mom there. She's a ghost." God damn it.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
Have
So
you
this,
ever seen a ghost? Or
I
like felt a
feel like
ghost?
yes, I think several times because there's ghosts, and then if you believe in ghosts, you have to believe in like the supernatural, and then supernatural, you're like heaven and hell. If there's a heaven, there's a hell, and it's like there's so much built into it. So the answer is yes.
That's a long answer.
Is that,
Wait,
so you
wait.
want
So if I believe in ghosts, why do I have to believe in a heaven or a hell?
the existence of one, not necessarily heaven and hell in general, but
Just like
you're
another
acknowledging
dimension.
a dimension or another, another space that's not on our Earth, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, like the upside down in Stranger Things.
I couldn't get through the path. I couldn't get through the first the first episode of Stranger
Dude,
Things.
same.
It
I
was so
watched the
scary.
first episode of Stranger Things when it first came out, and I hella noped out of that show. I was like, this is not for me. It is
Nope.
too scary. And
Yep.
then Lucas and I started watching it like a month ago, and it's actually like really good. Watch it with a buddy. That'll help.
Or like,
Or don't watch it. That's fine.
no. You know, I can't handle some things, like it's ridiculous, but other things, like I watched Train to Busan, and it was the scariest fucking movie I have ever seen in my life.
Train to where?
Busan. Uh,
What is that?
it's this zombie movie located in like Asia, and this is that your doggy?
Yeah, sorry.
And these people are getting on a train, a dad with his daughter to take him to see his mom, and then the girl jumps on the train at the same time, and she's like infected and twitching and stuff, and then like it just spreads like a virus, and slowly they come up, and there's just zombies everywhere. It's just
But
the most terrifying movie. It's not just like your Resident Evil movies. It's a hell of a lot worse. Yeah, it broke me. It was the scariest damn thing. I was on the edge of my seat, and I was like, "Oh my God."
God. What's
It
the
was
scariest
scary.
movie that you've ever seen?
Train to Busan.
Really?
Yes. Legit. Legitimately, like, whew.
I'll make sure to never watch it.
Yeah. And this is with a buddy.
Yeah, I'm finishing up the first season of Stranger Things, but I'm digging it. And I like the concept of the like upside down.
Yeah, Train to Busan. The ending was just like, God damn it.
I also don't do heartwarming, so there's 2 reasons for me to never watch that movie.
Well, it's like going from one emotion, like scared shitless, and then you go into this one part, and it's like, I just don't know how to handle my emotions right now. Like I'm crying and I'm scared at the same time. It's perfect. It's so good.
No.
What's the scariest movie you've ever seen?
Well, like I said, I don't watch scary movies that often, so probably it's a Poltergeist. That one, I watched that when I was 6 and then never watched it again. So
Maybe it's not as bad.
I have my 6-year-old memories of it, and so it's terrifying. Also, The Shining really, really fucked me up.
That's kind of like a real movie that could happen too.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Shining. I feel like it wasn't that scary, but maybe I just completely blocked it out or watched a TV version that took all the scary things out.
No.
Have you seen Ready Player One? Because it references The Shining.
And that whole part of that movie was very triggering.
Yeah, that was really gross.
Yeah, it's not
But
not great.
But the part when she's in, she like cuts up and like comes out of this like
Okay, we don't
character.
we don't need to talk about it.
Okay, yeah. Oh, so our friend Chris Ball is a producer on Let's Chat podcast, and he helps host Let's Chat Presents. And he has a scary story or ghost story that he wants to share with us.
Is he
and
here?
Here he is. 1, 2, 3, go! Hey, Ball.
What's up?
Hey, what's
Welcome
going
to Shooting the Shit. We are talking about scary movies and ghost stories. Do you feel like scary and jumpy or real life movies? Do you think scary? Yeah, let's try again. What is it? Scary movies and movies that are about real things like Jaws. Are they on the same level?
Like suspense movies and scary movies, are they the same?
That was more eloquently put.
That's what I'm here for.
Damn it, Nessa. Fucking beautiful.
I think ultimately anything that would keep you from wanting to go do something you normally would want to do, especially as a kid, and it kind of carries with you into adulthood. Like, hey, let's go in the ocean. Nah, I'm not about that business because I can get attacked by something or lake, which I can't see, into the hell's underneath me,
Yeah.
It's like Robert won't go in the ocean or like a lake or any body of water he can't see his feet.
I'll go in an ocean. I don't swim. I'll go into an ocean. I'm not messing with lakes.
No, if you can't see the bottom of it, it's
I
not
mean,
for
they're
swimming.
I just
both
don't like
bad.
I just don't like murky stuff.
Yeah,
Bacteria, huh? There's bacteria that can kill you, and there's
E.
leeches,
coli.
and then there's sharks in oceans. So it's like, who's ever gonna
Well,
go swimming again?
probably people are gonna get attacked by a shark if someone who's
No.
actually legitimately out there swimming. Like have to
And
get
even
far
then,
enough.
it's very unlikely.
Sharks attack in less than 2 feet of water.
I get like
Yeah, Brittany got bit.
Spears?
No,
I get like waist deep. That's about enough for me.
Oh, Brittany,
no, Brittany.
our friend Brittany. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord.
Okay, yeah, but ghost story. Let's hear your story.
We want to hear stories.
Okay. I got one. I don't know. It's probably been 4 years ago now. 3 years ago. Oh, probably 4 years ago. My now wife and I actually house sat for a weekend in my mother's neighbor, and we didn't know. Apparently, the house was haunted, and we learned that without experiencing that, without knowing.
Oh my God.
It was something we didn't know about it until after the fact, because the renters at the time we were friends, my family are friends with, actually told us. Like, it's okay. I'm like,
They didn't tell you it was haunted, and they make it.
well, they're like super, new agey. They're very like, crystals
It's
and all
normal.
that stuff. Very, see, tarot cards.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I have all
For
that
them,
within
it's just
arm's
like,
reach.
whatever. They just live here. It's okay. No, we were, watching the house and whatever, 19 o'clock at night, whatever it was, and I'm walking across this big, expansive kitchen into the bathroom, and it's got those the floor night lights that trigger by sensor, by motion.
Yeah.
And this is way on the other side of the house, in front of the, it's clear shot across the house. It's wide open. And as I'm walking across this, all of a sudden, the light just goes off out of nowhere. And I'm thinking, that's not a big deal, whatever. So I come off, I come back again. And as I'm walking away in the other end of the room, it goes off, and I'm far away from it at the time. And I'm thinking, whatever. I'm a little spooked out of this, but it's not that big of a damn deal. And then I go, and after about 20, 30 minutes, I tell my wife about it, just passively. And she looks at me kind of dead stare.
Oh my gosh.
And what? And she goes like, that happened to me too.
Uh,
And this house is big, and it's built in the 30s, 20s, somewhere in there.
wow.
So yeah, needless to say, it was rather uncomfortable even sleeping there. And then
Did you sleep?
Somewhat. Somewhat. It only seemed to happen in that kitchen area, like the dining room kitchen. It's like this one big open area. It's a pretty big house. I was in the basement, and anywhere else it didn't seem to happen anywhere else. So yeah, we finally told, like a week later, I asked passively about it to my neighbor there, and she's just like, yeah, this is a little girl that died in the house.
God damn it.
She's fine. She just likes to play. And
Oh,
normally, if you told me
play
that,
stories on you.
normally I would have been, if you told me that without me experiencing this, I would just would have been like, all right, whatever. I like paranormal stuff. I like all that kind of. That's my bag a little bit. But I would have been like, nah, it's ghost, whatever. I don't necessarily believe that. But yeah, it was a little weird. The timing was like, and how passively they're like, it's okay. It's just a little girl. Our friend who's a psychic told me. And normally I would have been like,
Oh, so
whatever.
is that how she found out? Was
Yeah.
her psychic friend?
Yeah, because they must have experienced something, and they had some sort of like seance or something in there, because they're
Nice.
they're those people.
That's
Get a
ballsy to
priest
have
in there.
seance.
Bless that place.
Well, now now it's been rented out by a couple different people at this point, so now we don't have any access to it. But
Yeah.
not that I care. It's
Yeah.
a little girl, so whatever.
Ooh.
At least
Hey,
it wasn't like
The
malevolent.
children zombies and children stuff, like in Resident Evil, they're like the scariest.
That's true.
Children
But this was
crazy.
like a little girl who just wants to play. Like, she's a happy little girl.
Yeah,
I
she
couldn't
was just
find
playing
any
a trick
record
on
of
you.
it. What's up?
She was just playing a trick on you.
Yeah, she was just messing around with me. Like
Keep
the
going mess somewhere else, is it?
jerk kids, jerk little kids that they are.
Yeah, kids are a-holes. Love them. Thanks for sharing your story with us. Yeah, but like real estate agents, when they sell houses, if someone was like, died in the house or anything, that they have to let the next buyer know.
Depends on the state and depends
Yeah,
on
I don't.
a certain
I don't
amount
think
of
that's
time.
always the case.
What's the address for what? All right, Vern. We'll message that to you. Just
Have them
kidding.
go rent it out for a month or two.
Ooh.
I
God
bet you
no.
could
Gonna
see
rent.
some cool shit if you were there long enough.
I probably I grew up going in and out of that house all the time, like because the people that lived there when I was a kid, I used to play with them all the time there when I was really young. So I never experienced it then. So
Oh my God. Yeah, she wants to be your friend forever and ever and then steal you and like be possessed into a doll and then the doll just chase you around like Chucky and it just happens slowly.
I guess in the light of it, being there for 2 days, she was better behaved than my son. So
Probably better behave.
the child from the
Anyway,
30s or the 20s.
there you go. Go to a haunted house, Vern.
Yeah, it's like the best kid in the world. They stay young forever. They only come around usually at night.
When it's
Oh
extra
my
scary.
God. Would you
I mean,
spend
I
a night
suppose
in a
after a
haunted
while you get
house
used to it.
again? Would you spend another night in a haunted house?
Kind of depends on what kind of haunted house are we talking about here. Right? Are we talking about like a murder house? Are we
Yes.
just talking about, hey, this person is just like a mischief maker type of thing, just kind of messing with doors and stuff? If I knew about it, maybe.
Messing with doors? That's
Like
scary.
cabinets, like you knew it wasn't trying to be like if the people that own the house knew that they weren't like trying to like cause you harm. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need someone who's like murdered their wife and murdered themselves stuck in the house or something.
Yeah, no, you definitely need a ghost with a good vibe.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Some happy one, like the child. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Like I said, it didn't cause me much problem after that. It was more of like the not knowing was freaky, the worst part.
Like an Annabelle Chucky thing.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a big empty, pretty wide open, empty kind of house. So it was definitely didn't help.
That's like on Halloween they used to let you stay overnight at the asylum in Stanton, the abandoned asylum.
Oh wow.
I know I never had the balls to do it, but I always
I would
wanted
totally do it.
I don't know if I do it asylum. I don't know, man.
to. I know that's
That
fucked up
might be
shit
a
happening
touch
in
over.
there.
Yeah. But you have to sign some kind of release or something just to go inside.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'd sign it. I'd go.
It's like the hot pepper challenge or something. Here, you gotta sign a waiver.
Yeah. Here's a single chip challenge. You might die, but you can say you
Those
did
are
it.
so funny though.
Give you a heart arrhythmia.
Jack Osborne. Ooh. Vern really
Oh.
wants to go to.
Yeah,
Apparently,
he's all
everybody wants
about
to go.
it.
He's like, yeah, I'll go with you, Vern. Shoot, these fools are too scared. Just kidding. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
He's like, who?
Say hi. You know, wait.
Hi.
Speaking about the
So
whole ghost
cute.
thing.
It's so cute. Oh, Tennessee. That's not too far. Trying to do a road trip, see Glinda.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to
Good
North
haunted
Carolina
stuff
this
in the
year,
South.
so
Then the COVID happened. There's going to be a movie in like the future with our great 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 grandchildren, and it's going to be about COVID. And
there's gonna be a lot of horror stories and comedy out of that. That's for sure. That and the whole administration.
Free road trip.
Oh Lord.
Yes, let's do it. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
We used to have in my childhood house, we used to have buttons fall from the ceiling all the time randomly. They would just like land on the table in front of you.
Like little buttons?
Yeah, like sewing buttons.
Was that your grandma?
I don't know. Nobody died in that house because we built it new. So
Maybe it's
Maybe
a
you
lot.
brought them in with you.
I did hear though that it was built on
Oh, here we go.
some kind of land.
This is Poltergeist all over again.
Yeah, some kind of lands. But yeah, I've had a lot of ghost encounters in my day. From the time that I was very small, I can like vividly remember them.
Ew.
And then the last time I like saw a ghost was like, it's been a good long while, probably 7 years. But Diana and I saw one in the country store.
Yeah, he's uh
That was scary because that's the only one I've seen in the daytime. But yeah, I used to have the button thing, and then every night when I went to bed, there would be like a little boy ghost that was in my room, like playing with my toys. And it was chill. We just hung out together.
Oh
This
my
is
lord!
Sixth Sense all over again. All right, I'm out, guys.
Thanks, Paul.
Bye.
Bye. Your parents didn't like call a priest or like a
Oh no, they did.
yeah, that's what they usually yeah. It didn't help, did it?
No. I think my favorite though is when we went to my parents' best friend's house. We used to go there like a couple times a month. They lived like 40 minutes away. It wasn't super far, but far enough that you didn't go that often, you know? And my dad's best friend was like trying to show us all something he had built in the garage. And so we all left the house and went into the garage, which was it was like an unattached separate garage. And then when we went to go back in the house, the door was locked. Which, you know, doesn't seem that weird because like shit like that happens all the time. But then when we finally got back in, all of the cabinets were open and all of the knives were on the countertop.
Oh my god.
I know. That's my like all my ghost encounters in that house were the only ones that I've had that were like scary. Like an aggressive
Yeah, like his knives open. Knife.
spirit. Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
And the dog that they had in that house was named Spirit, ironically. And it used to bark at the corner of the wall all the time.
It was just barking at that ghost.
Just all the time.
The ghost just wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. I also though have had access to this is
Access.
kind of a morbid statement, but like a lot of the houses that my family members live in, they've lived in for a really, really long time. So people have died, like family members have died in these houses. So I have a lot of access to places where people have passed away. The house that my dad currently lives in, he tore down the house that was there because it was condemned, but it was my great aunt's house. And it used to be a plantation house in Virginia.
Oh, wow.
And they had like full on like slave quarters, and there was like a pulley system. It was like a true like plantation house. Yeah. And so the land out there has always been a little like you can definitely like feel the energy there. But I think the knives on the counter is definitely the scariest.
Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah.
But mostly it's just like weird shit, you know, like the buttons.
Yeah.
The buttons is weird. And you can't explain it. Like I'm the only one home. I sit at my dining room table and buttons land on the table in front of me. Like,
that's messed up.
There's no real way to explain that, you know?
Yeah.
I know. Anyways.
I'm sorry.
Why? I have good stories.
Scary ass stories. People following you around. Yeah, I am. Okay, so.
What?
Okay, when I was a teenager, you know, I've had a lot of trauma in my life, and I'm not afraid to talk about it to some extent. So this is going to be into that. So trauma alert, guys. See, my brother and sister died in our house in South Carolina, and I found them, and it was horrible. And like, my father still made us live in that house after that, and it just blew my mind for many reasons. But one day, I was in my room. It was at nighttime. Everyone was asleep, my parents and me, because that's what was left. And the door just shook violently. It just shook and shook and shook and shook. And I was so scared to look under it because I just felt something. and I was terrified. And then once the shaking stopped on the door, I went to my parents' room and I was like, "Oh my God, there's a ghost at my door!" And they're like, "No, it's not. It's fine. Go back to bed." I was like, "God damn it!" But the next day they called priests. I had priests come over with holy water and all this stuff, and I was like, "Okay." So when I said, if you believe in like ghosts and spirits and stuff, like spirits of what? Like, are they like heaven, hell, in between? I don't know.
Yeah.
So like, and I have just seen. I feel like I've seen my brother and sister after they passed away in little like bright lights without
Yeah.
faces, and it's just that's some scary shit. But it's
Yeah.
also like, okay, like what do you do with that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for
again,
sure.
there's more priests came because that's gonna
I
hit
am
something.
familiar with that response. I get that.
Right?
That's what my parents did too.
Catholic families, they just
We
love.
weren't even Catholic. No.
My parents made me go to church and tell that past priest,
Yeah.
and he made me tell everybody, and I was like, I'm not ready. I'm 12. I'm not ready for all that. So,
Yeah. That's a lot.
uh, yeah. So it's and
Have you
that
ever
door
seen them
shaking.
like woken up and like seen them at the foot of your bed or anything?
Not at the foot of the bed, but like in the living room or where we used to live. That's where my sister died, was a living room, and in my brother's room is where he died. And I couldn't go into his room for a shit long time because it was you can just feel it, and it did
Isn't
not go
that
away.
interesting? Because like it makes you wonder if when people die, if they're like confined to a smaller area, like this is where you died, this is how far you can go. You know, because I feel like you can really like feel that vibe.
Yeah,
You
right. If
know?
someone dies, like they don't really leave you. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, look, it's Chris Revel. We're gonna maybe he has a scary story for us. No, no scary story.
Several.
Hey,
Hey, nice to meet you for the first
you
time.
too.
This is Nessa. This is the most beautiful, gorgeous, smart, gorgeous person I've ever met my entire life. She's just perfect. And she doesn't have to wear makeup because her skin is soft as angel's butts and she smells of roses.
I'm
I thought it was strawberries.
wow.
Strawberry roses. Anything red?
Can I tell you that I relate so hard to your meme when it was that you two posted the other day of Larry David? It's like when you fight with your best friend, it's like fuck you, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes,
Yes, Enrico.
that's us.
Hit home. Man, I'm terrified of ghosts and all of those things. So I'm not. God, do I have any spooky stories? I mean, tons of, but like, because I don't like to believe in them. I'm so scared of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you ever
yeah.
had any ghost encounters?
Well, I grew up in Connecticut, so like the Northeast is
So
just filled with
yeah.
that shit.
Oh, yeah.
So like all the ones I really have had, I've definitely blocked out. But like but like, cause like, so where I grew up in Connecticut, the next town over is Middletown, Connecticut, and it was like I think Wesleyan had bought it now, but there was like an abandoned tuberculosis center that everyone used to break into all the time.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, Glenda.
Hey, I always see that person on the internet. Nice to meet you
She's
too.
beautiful too. She just looks younger
But
and she
yeah,
ages.
like a lot of like breaking into those like abandoned places that were supposedly haunted. I mean, literally, my office. I work at a hospital that was built in the 1700s or 1800s. So like, our old building was supposedly haunted. My college I went to was supposedly was haunted. So like, all that shit would happen, but I was always such a baby. I pretended I didn't understand it, but
You didn't
Convince
go?
yourself that it didn't happen.
You
no,
had
like I
this
would hear.
opportunity?
No, like I'd always hear about like but like so many times I would like I remember I lived in the fourth floor. I went to Green Mountain College, which is now since closed, but like I lived in a room where supposedly the rumor was Lady Ames, which is the name of the building was after, had hung herself in the bell tower, and that's where my room was. So
God
people would
damn.
always tell me that they would hear shit sometimes, but I just always yeah, that happened quite a lot. But I was
Bell towers are creepy anyways,
I
man.
lived underneath one for a couple of years.
underneath a bell tower. Have
Yeah,
you
I
not
wouldn't.
seen Coco? That's like,
They left it open one time when they were doing maintenance, so I snuck up there, but it was just it was all computerized. But this is like 07, 08.
Dang.
oh man,
But there
that's
was like
sad.
you could see where the bell used to be. It was really fucking cool.
Wow.
Wow, like this, like the
But
Liberty
I do
Bell.
I do have a number. I just thought of the ghost story of all ghost stories. It's not that scary, but it was the thing that scared me for like the rest of my life of ghosts. After seeing Ghost Dad with Bill Cosby, not even kidding, that movie really scared me. But I remember having this very like now I guess you would now call it like a dream, but I was very young, and I remember having a nightmare of like myself as a spirit floating around my kitchen, but like it was outer body. Like, I was very young, and then like having this like dream of like in the movie Ghost Dad, where like I could see myself as a ghost, and then I remember like a little boy made a fire, tackled me, and then and then I woke up, and then sometime that night, real life, I remember hearing footprints on the stairs in my parents' house, and then looking, and then not seeing anything, and that was the moment I was scared of ghosts for the rest of my life. And I have an older brother who would utilize that.
Oh, use that. It's so
I
wrong.
feel like hearing footsteps is one of the scariest things.
It fucks with you, right?
Yeah.
I know.
Because your brain just really runs with that.
And I live in New England. Everything's old. Like the house I live in
Yeah.
now is like built in 1890. So it's just like, of course people died here. Of course
Yeah.
people died here.
I want to go to Salem where they killed all the witches.
I know. And my uncle
Oh,
lived.
that would be cool. Was the rent cheap?
It was a dormitory, so no, they charged too much money and the heat broke. So fuck them.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was. Oh God, there's so many. I mean, everything I think I've ever stepped foot in New England is probably haunted. Or
Oh,
like, so I used to work in the Biltmore Hotel in Providence, and they filmed Ghost Hunters. I think next door at City Hall. So they would all those guys would always come in when I was working there. Said like, "Can I chat?" They tried to convince me to come with them, but I got too scared.
oh
Oh
my
my
god.
gosh, and you said no,
I was too.
Cat. Chris.
I was scared.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
But they were
so
really
I
nice.
would
cool.
be
They're
so
really
scared
fucking
too,
nice.
but I would still do it.
When they were filming, like I'd get serve them coffee like every day for like a couple of weeks, and they were super fucking nice people.
That's
That's so
good.
cool. I would have gone. I guess you
I
have to
would
be.
have too.
You're like a dick to a ghost. They're just going to haunt you for the rest of your life.
I know. Oh,
Right?
it makes sense that you both are ghost people from listening to your show.
Nessa is just followed by ghosts. I swear. Like,
It's
when
true.
I used to visit her at her old apartment with her friend, like, she would just say, "Oh, yeah, then ghost lives here." And I'm like, "That's cool. Yeah, yeah. Good
Yeah,
one."
I feel like I'm the kind of person that whenever I go somewhere that like has a history of having been haunted or anything like that, I have to like very clearly verbalize to my spirit friends that they need to stay put
Say cool,
because they will like come with me.
right? Maybe you
Yeah.
got a sixth sense.
She does.
Yeah.
She can we can't predict things, but you can she knows things before they happen. It's
Like
not not premonition. What is it? You're
I think that's what a
is
premonition
that
is.
what you well,
Mine
yeah.
is mostly in dreams though. My
Yeah.
dreams almost always come true.
Whoa, there's a song about that.
Really?
Boom,
Can you
boom,
sing it for
that
us,
Hall
please?
Note song.
The what song?
It's like a really poppy song.
Oh.
That was beautiful.
Boom, 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 boom. I know. I thought it was so funny.
Uh
I know everyone I know who's death obsessed is also ghost has like a ghost curiosity. Either like that's very seems to be very common.
Yeah. I think it's like I think it's why kids see stuff more is because they're not closed off to it yet. They haven't learned that that's whatever the stigma is on it, so kids end up like being more open to seeing things.
and animals, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you're in tune with yourself and your emotions, I feel like you're more
Which I am
likely to
not.
experience.
I don't know. Did anyone else have any good ghost stories?
Man.
We were we were talking oh my gosh, God, like I was like, what am I having, a girl or boy? She's like, you're having a girl. And like when I had Audra, and she just like knows stuff. So if I need to know something, I'm like, what is it? Which one? Let me
I
know which one you're
definitely
feeling.
would have been hung in the Salem witch trials for sure.
Yes, I would hang
Yeah.
you for your witchiness.
Both of
I
you.
wouldn't because I love you, but
You too, though, Bri. I feel like you have the same thing.
Yeah, just for fun.
yeah. No, I had a dream one night and I was like, man, I had a dream I should get my nose pierced. And I told Robert, I was like, what do you think if I got my nose pierced? And he's like, I don't know. And Nessa messages me the next day and she's like, hey, girl, you want to get your nose pierced with me? And I said, oh my God, yeah. And crap like that happened all the time. And this is the crazy story that legitimately happened. Remember Hannah Graham from Charlottesville who was abducted by that
Yeah.
guy and left?
Yeah.
The the night before they found her body, I woke up and yelled, they're going to find her today by something that looks like a bench. And I told Robert. And less than an hour later, they announced on the news that they found her body by a wooden tree that fell down that looked like a bench
That's
at a fucking park.
I never had that.
Shit happened.
I've had like moments where like I knew someone died before they died, but never like strangers.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like I've had like known the exact minute a couple of friends had passed. Like I can't explain it, but like
Yeah, you just feel it. It's like it just like
cosmic. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my god, I can't. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
can't stay long. One day we'll come back because I do EMDR therapy, so it gets weird.
Oh yeah.
So good.
I need
Well,
to do that.
I love the show. By the way, you two are killing it.
We love you
Thanks.
more.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Bye, Rebel. He's so fun. We love Chris Rebel. So glad you guys
Yeah.
met for the first time.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Spooky stuff.
Spooky stuff.
Are you going to be able to sleep tonight?
We got heavy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Brie doesn't really talk about her personal life. Because, it's not just me, it's just other people have a hard time understanding or coping, if you will. But
Yeah.
there's lots of crazy crap that has happened
Yeah.
in my life that could be like a movie.
Yeah. Well, and I think when those types of things happen in our lives, it makes us more in tune with the our environment and the universe around us.
Yeah. Like for the longest time, I wasn't able to sleep with like jackets or blankets or anything on doors just because like I would just I don't know, just feel things and I just can't handle it. So I'm a lot better now. But
Yeah. Yeah.
but that shaking of the door thing just fucking blew my mind. It was this most terrifying moment. Well, one of the most terrifying moments of my life.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's absolutely terrifying. I
When
used
you're
to
like
have
12.
night terrors.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I think a lot of those were. I think a lot of them were not actually night terrors. You know what I mean? I think some of those things that I dreamt and woke up screaming about were like maybe a little more real than you're told, because your parents come in and you're like, they tell you, oh, it's just a bad dream, it's okay, don't worry, but it's like, no, I saw this.
This is real. This is happening. And
That's like, oh
yeah.
my god, there was this one time that I saw my so in my childhood house, I had, do you remember in the 90s, in the early 90s, that we had those like foam chairs that would kind of like unfold into like a bed? Do you remember those? They would like kind of like accordion up, and then so I had one of those and my dog was asleep on it, and I like distinctly remember this like light coming in my window and into my dog, and then my dog started talking to me, and it was so fucking terrifying. That's my like, I think that's the closest I've come to like a demon experience, because it was very like very off-putting.
And people say different things about demons, like either they're like stuff like that happens, or all of your like all your negative energy and scaredness manifests into something. Like the day my brother and sister died, like I went up the stairs. Well, I was at the bottom of the stairs and I looked up the stairs and there was this shadowy, darkest black I've ever seen figure with glowing yellow eyes just standing up, looking at me. And I was determined to find my brother upstairs. So I went up the stairs and then the demon just went to my parents' room on the left side and then like it was gone. And I was so terrified to go into my parents' room that because I felt it, I felt that demon and
Yeah.
I just couldn't go in it. And then all that crazy and bad that happened that day, like it's like, was it manifested? Did I do that? Like, see this demon because of all my like shit that I saw that day, or like, I don't know. That's the one
Well,
day I
that's what
saw a
I'm saying
demon.
is I think when trauma like that happens, like cognitively something happens that like lowers a veil, if you will. You know what I mean? That like allows you to see things like that you wouldn't normally see
Hmm.
because your body is reacting to an actual trauma,
Uh-huh.
which isn't really comforting because that just means that you really saw what you saw. But at the same time, it's like it kind of explains it a little bit, you know, like when you go through a lot of trauma, it makes sense that your body and your brain react differently. Parts of it shut down, parts of it kick
Uh-huh.
up more, and then, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, like
you
to
see
protect
shit.
yourself and to protect your brain. And there's a lot of your brain that you haven't even unlocked yet, like your
Absolutely.
potential and stuff. So,
Oh, yeah. We
yeah,
can get into that in another episode.
right? Oh my God.
For
But
sure.
yeah, there's some scary shit out there and it's real. It's so real, unfortunately. But fortunately, I don't know. Depends on how you look at it. All the
Yeah.
scary
Well,
stuff.
I think it's like it's easy to be one of those people who just says they don't believe, you know? Because then you
Yeah.
don't have to like face it if you just blanket statement I don't believe that, and also I think if when you do that you shut yourself off from actually being able to encounter those types of things, and so then you just continue believing that they don't exist.
Yeah, and you should close yourself off to a lot and a lot of good things that could potentially happen too, you know. So,
Yeah, but also I feel like even people who don't believe in ghosts and spirits and whatever, like I think that they still, if they really thought about it, they still know that they feel their loved ones that they've lost in certain times. You know, like
mhm.
random
Finding a
times, random
recipe.
places. Yeah, like you just feel that person and you know, like, okay, this, I'm not going to call this a ghost because I don't believe in ghosts, but like something's happening over here.
Entity, something
Yeah,
crazy over there. Oh,
yeah.
thanks for an honor to share stories about the sounds on the show. Grateful you both shared those experiences.
Thanks.
Yes, that's sweet. You're gonna be on the show one day. Don't you worry. We're gonna talk about stuff. We can talk about
Yeah,
movies.
I feel like we probably have enough spooky content. We could go like another time.
Yes, next week, next
Yeah,
Monday, because every
we can have
Monday.
him. We can have him come on and talk more about scary movies. He had a lot of things to say.
He likes scary
we
movies.
can talk about. We can talk about how he hates A Quiet Place and why.
Why?
And why he's
Exactly. It
wrong.
was good. That exactly. The part with that little alien spider thing went down to the basement and that little baby was there. Mm-mm. Whew.
That's the grossest part for me is that scene when it like does that like weird dive into the water.
Yes.
Oh, it's so gross.
Oh, man. And just like real things that could happen, like you stepping on a nail and, you know, oh,
So
yeah.
stressful. That movie was just stressful. And it is totally different in the theater and not in the theater. Because we saw it in the theater like, I don't know, 3 times.
Yeah.
And then
Went there by myself.
I've seen it in my house now twice, I think.
It's on Netflix now too.
And no, it's not.
Or Hulu or some streaming service. Yeah. I don't know. Somewhere.
That annoys me because I just paid $4 to rent it on Apple when my brother was here. But anyways, it's totally different in the house. Like I think you need to watch it in the dark. You can't watch it in the daylight. You
Yeah.
need a big TV, or it does just get a little
And you can't eat snacks
campy.
because it just It doesn't get campy.
No, not campy, but like
It's not the
definitely not as
full immersed
suspenseful.
experience.
Yeah, it's not as
Mhm.
suspenseful if the lights are on and it's bright outside and your TV is this big.
That's for like Chris Rebel, if he's like super terrified, that might be a good
yeah.
way for him to
There you
watch the
go.
movie.
That's correct.
He's so sweet.
Perfect.
Cute. But yeah, reached an hour.
Right.
That's our limit, right? We're not
Yep. We're
give
limiting
ourselves.
ourselves now.
Yeah, sorry guys. You have to come back next week if Nessa doesn't have anything planned.
If Bri doesn't have anything planned.
Oh my
My
God,
only
you're
plan
right.
is to get rid of these bags under my eyes. So
Right,
next
we
week,
should just sleep. I even slept today.
I feel like I
We're
haven't
getting
slept in
old.
like days. I know.
But
Look
you're
at how
perfect,
thin my
Izzy.
skin is right here.
It's just because you have angel skin.
Nobody wants to watch us.
Okay. Shooting the shit with Bri and Nessa. You can find us on Twitter, Bri and Nessa Pod, Facebook, Bri and Nessa Pod, Nessa on Twitter, because I'm gonna tell her because she doesn't know it.
It's
Even
right
as a
there.
Sue.
Even as a Sue.
There you go, right there. And Bri at Bripo. So, thanks for all the comments and all the chatting and all the follows on Twitter and Facebook. We love you guys. We just
do
love
love
you
you
guys
guys.
so much.
You're
And
the
you're just so
best.
fun. And our next week, we're just gonna continue to talk about spooky shit because it's Halloween month.
Yeah.
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 All right. Thanks for joining us, guys. Do we have shout outs to people? You got anything?
Shout out to Bri Poe for being the baddest bitch in all the land.
Damn right.
I
And
don't
for
know. We should
Cinema
thank
Recall.
the people that came on tonight.
Yeah, Chris Ball.
Bob.
The Irish on Fire is his Twitter handle, and Chris Revel, Let's Chat Chris Revel or Let's Chat Podcast, and Cinema Recall. We are going to be on their show. Well, we were on the show, and it releases this Friday. So join their Patreon, follow
Talking
him.
Hocus Pocus.
Yes, the Bernie is the coolest man in the land. So join his Patreon, give him some money, and support his show. So he would, and we would appreciate it. And Glinda, we freaking love her.
Just
Glinda,
because we love her.
This should just be shooting the shit with Glenda because she's awesome and we love her.
We just need to have her on one day.
Please, Glenda, message us. Just come on. This is an open invite for you.